when we speak about checkpoint architecture, the first thing you need to understand, it is a device. It is one device that has some interfaces, that has a management port interface, that has a console port. What it does, it's facing the internet on one side and facing your internal network on the other side. Basically, we define a perimeter we want to protect. And how we do that, it's security engineer job to do so. So over here, there are different types how checkpoint can be implemented in your production or in your lab environment. So first of all, we have standalone. Standalone is basically when we have gateway capabilities and we have management server capabilities. Gateway includes everything that is related to access control. We block or accept traffic based on IP or a port address, and has other features like blocking based upon signatures, products like intrusion prevention system or antivirus, and so on. We're going to speak about this as well. And it has management server capabilities inside of that same appliance or virtual machine. It can be deployed either in virtual infrastructure or as a separate device. So over here on the screen we have actual device, 3000 model. I think it's 3100. I believe so. Alright, so the management server capabilities is basically we have policies we configure and we use it to push it to the gateway. All we do, we configure different types of policies and then push it to the gateway. This is called standalone. The connection and how we manage that, we install an application called Smart Console. In that particular instance, it's Smart Console R80, and we install it on a Windows machine and then connect that machine to our management server. In that particular instance, it's our standalone machine. With Smart Console, we connect to a management server and configure some policies that are being pushed to the gateway. The problem with that configuration is basically if your gateway goes down, you will not be able to manage that because your management server will go down as well, since it's in one box. If your management server goes down, your gateway goes down. It's pretty straightforward here. It's easy to deploy, but it has some downsides here. When you try to choose whether it's going to be standalone or a separate infrastructure, if you want to split gateway and management server, you perform that during the first time configuration, and we're gonna do that in our lab. Basically, how it looks like during the first time config, they ask you what do you want to do with that installation, whether you want to have security gateway plus security management. If you want standalone, just click check both products here, security gateway and security management. If you want only one, if you want to install gateway separately, you click only security gateway and leave security management unchecked. And on management server, this actual management server dedicated to manage 5 devices, 5 gateways. You basically check security management server and uncheck security gateway. And once you install that image, that ISO image, you're gonna have only security management capabilities. And this is called distributed scenario, where as you can see, you have gateway and management server split from each other. If your gateway goes down, you always have your management server on a backup, and you can install the policy to a new device or somehow change the routing, change the policies that you might have screwed up, and reapply it to a gateway. If your gateway goes down, if your management server goes down, your gateway is still processing the traffic, and users are able to connect through your internal interface and go to the internet. Or if you have some servers deployed behind your gateway or inside your internal network, it will be accessible without management server. And during that time, if something happens to your management server, you have to think what to do with that. I guess that's pretty much it for the architecture. we're gonna be doing standalone in our lab. But during the first time config, I'm going to show you where you can do that, where you can check and uncheck the features that Checkpoint has.